And it's time for the Alivast Oracle. Tickets, please, from Calvin Brushborough. Alivast ticket system is a rough topic to talk about these days. Put in place as a means to control who could become citizens by merit, as well as met with the jubilant applause by the early settlers of the city, and seen as a brilliant way to give opportunity to those without much to their name. Years of hardship and complications, however, is called how it works in action into question. With these hardships come new rules and regulations in regards to who of the applicants, the government going into depth into the sort of views and histories of such prospects. For many, particular the residents of Tent Town, this has been met with much scorn. The standards Alivast hold us to is outright persecution, barked one Brina Lot, a gnome chainsmith and follower of an unrecognized god she calls Lucky Ted. When asked if Ted had any relation to Tel Intera, the recognized god of Dumblock, Brenna spat at my feet. I do my work well, provide all sorts of strong change to the army. But just because I want to clue people into the good word of the Tedmeister in the square, they don't let me in? Outrageous! Meanwhile, others find these standards to offer some relief as it means keeping out those that would potentially harm others. The Oracle's own Gregor actually expressed such sentiments, as it kept out hunting band that hold and practices some extremely unsavory views. Gregor cannot applaud counsel enough in keeping out monsters of monsters' culling. He told me with a rather uncharacteristic amount of gravity in his voice, all monsters want is swift profit, and would regard the same citizens as nothing more than prey to dominate. He gave a wordy glance at fellow writers Pip and Ben Ironwood at that. Wanting an inside perspective about the issue, I reached out to the office of Councilmember Abacus Fleetfinger. Who? Thank you so much. Rosso 06. Thank you. Oh, sorry, too much? Oh, sorry, that was earlier. Thank you again, Rosso. All right, winter conditions make for difficult communication. If you can take us away, dude.
With winter fully settled in, Alivastian should prepare to face the trouble of maintaining contact with her outlying settlements. Winter conditions have made foot traffic to those villages treacherous. Even other measures, such as carrier pigeons, suffer limited reliability during the weather conditions the animals have to face. This situation can be particularly perilous during this time of year, as summertime beasts that have missed hibernation and other creatures struggling to survive the winter have harassed villagers with modest food stores in the past. Villages may require a day's travel for a messenger to go to and from the city of Alivast and relay a request for aid. Typically, this would be where a wizard comes in to fix the problem, explains a guardswoman Miranda Tuck. Their magic doesn't care a whit about the seasons, but not all villages have a wizard, and with the war effort diverting resources, even those that do may lack one. Skilled enough to send messages over long distances, so we're a bit stuck with our thumbs up our asses until the roads are clearer. The following villages have seen a lapse in regular contact. Rosendie Village, Bolton Village, Humbrack Village, Wolf's Den, Everbright, Dragon's Take, and the Deep Wood Settlement. Some villages have reported difficulties in braving the winter conditions due to wartime rationing and the recent rise of monsters in the nearby wilds, asking for food or supplies from Alivast. The Alivast City Council has released statements reassuring the public that villages requesting aid will be helped at the earliest opportunity and that attempts to reestablish reliable communication with all affected villages will be made.
And now from Ludwig Hudenpile, Banana Boat Bonanza becomes buggy. Eastern Docks. Longshoremen hired to unload a recent shipment of fresh fruit made a horrific discovery when it was realized that the ship carried a hold had a sizable infestation of arachnid stowaway hidden amongst the holy fucking running away. Run, Panic!
I can't look away from good legs.
It's not uncommon for bunches of bananas to have some spiders in them since they do come from warmer climates, noted Dwayne Hicks, representative of the Alivastian Longshoremen and Stevendores Guild. But that's usually one or two little critters hiding in the fruit. This was apparently a full-blown infestation. Apparently, the ship, the Nostro, had sailed from a jungle region where oversized arachnids are common, and some smaller ones had been loaded in with the cargo. Over the course of the journey, the small spiders grew into large spiders and had cleared the ship not only of all its rats, but also its cats, and apparently at least 2 crew members. It didn't take too much to notice when Brett went missing. said the captain, who wished to remain anonymous and clearly isn't a bunch of spiders in a man costume. She was always a bit clumsy, and I assumed she had fallen overboard during a storm. But when Parker went missing, it was odd, but accidents happen at sea. The stevedores hired to haul the fruit discovered the web-covered cargo hold and were beset by spiders the size of large dogs. Fortunately, they were able to beat a hasty retreat, and the ship was quarantined by an angry group of longshoremen guild members armed with clubs and torches, until a group of adventurers with skill in arthropod eradication were called in to take care of the situation. Yeah, we took care of all we could find, said one of the adventurers who called herself Ripley. But it's not 100% we got them all. I say fireball the whole ship from altitude. It's the only way to be sure. Owner of the ship, one Charles Wayland, could not be reached for comment. I love this reference. This is fucking great, and I love you for it. Do you get?
I get it.
Do you get it?
Yeah, it's an alien.
Dude, it's game over, man. It's game over.
Game over, man. Game over.
Best improv ever. Dude, let's do the letters of Livrosea. With a great mustache comes great responsibility. Strong mustache wax. I love this.
Oh, we got a new addition to the letters from Lady of Livrosea. Pet Butterscotch to ask Lady of Livrosea a question. And that link leads to, looks like a Tumblr blog, maybe? Oh, no. It leads to a WordPress blog specifically devoted to the Lady of Livrosea.
You could ask her questions, everybody. Oh, my
Dear
God.
Lady of Livrosea, how to make dick big? Signed, Anonymous.
Barrett, what are you writing?
Nothing. I am writing.
The fact that you hit the mic,
very
you did that
important
nothing.
documents.
Oh, all right, to the Lady of Livrosea. Ask how I might make my dig smaller. Oh my, Michael Cole. Oh my. Oh my.
Oh my!
I fucking hate that oh my. I fucking hate the oh my.
I feel that so hard.
Oh my! It's always the same.
Oh my!
You can't just say holy
You can
shit.
tell he wants to. Yeah, he can tell he wants to just say holy shit.
Oh my! So okay. So here, yeah, guys, pet Butterscotch to ask the Lady of Livrosea a question. You gotta pet him. Takes you to a link where you can submit questions. Everybody, this is really fucking cool. Now let's read them in, dude. It's time for the Lady of Livrosea. I will play the people. Dear Lady of Livrosea, I'm in a bind. One of my closest friends is leaving the city to go back to a family in another country. I've known her for a long time, and I've actually started to develop romantic feelings for her. I want to tell her how I feel before she leaves, but I feel like that'll put her in an awkward situation. One, because we've been friends for so long, and two, because it's very likely that we'll never see each other again. But at the same time, I feel if I just keep the secret, it'll eat me up inside. Should I tell her, or should I just let her go? Signed,
Dear Lost.
Lost for words. I'm not fucking done, lady.
Sorry, Jesus. Dear Lost, I love you. You're facing a difficult and painful situation, or decision. We sometimes see love as a gamble where we have to make a bet and take a risk to have any chance of winning. This is usually not a good way to go about it because we invest so much in a single interaction that we set ourselves up for disappointment. It sounds like you have built up the idea of a dockside confession in your mind as a dramatic turning point. Remember, love does not require stress and an emergency to start. Love grows gradually like a seed sprouting in fertile soil. Don't thrust an ultimatum onto your friend to stay and love you or leave and disappoint you. That is not kind. Sometimes letting someone move on with their life is the greatest love.
Dear Lady of Livrosea, a few months ago I lost my arm in a terrible mining accident. The healing process has been tough, but a few weeks ago I had finally gotten a donor for a new arm. May their soul know forever peace. However, to my surprise, my new arm was that of a dragonborn, I think. I know it was done with some kind of magic. It feels just like my old arm, if a little sluggish. Still not used to the claws yet. Sorry, getting sidetracked. Anyway, ever since the operation, my beautiful children have become afraid of me. But I am still the daddy they love, signed Not a Monster.
Dear Not a Monster, I love you. I'm sorry to hear of your accident, but I'm grateful for your recovery, though it is a bit unorthodox. Children sometimes react to prosthetic limbs out of fear. They sometimes wonder if they can catch the injury or even think it's some kind of punishment for something they did wrong. Assure them that this isn't the case, that you are still their dad, and that this new limb is now a part of who you are. Be prepared to answer some odd questions and maybe subject yourself to a little poking and prodding. Children love to be helpers, and a great strategy is to ask them to help you out while you try to learn to use your new limb. Teaching them understanding of people with prosthetics through your own experience will help them love and respect others they may meet who also have lost a limb due to an accident or a disease.
Dear Lady of Livrosea, the letter may come to a surprise compared to the kind of letters you usually get, but I hope it is a welcome one. I read the Alivast Oracle every week, and always make sure to read your article. Though the stories often don't relate to me very much, your responses still have helped me learn what true love is, and have helped me and my special other to get to know each other like no one else could. In fact, we're getting married this coming spring, and it wouldn't be possible without you and your article. So thank you for doing what you do best. Love you. Signed, an avid reader.
Dear reader, I love you and Liverosea's blessings on your new upcoming marriage. The Alivast Oracle has a new special sending stone so people can send me letters more easily. I read every letter sent in for me, though I can't always respond to them all due to space limitations. I enjoy hearing from each and every one of you, and I am very touched that my simple words have helped some people. There are so many people in Alivast that I know are hurting or afraid or sad or lonely. Knowing that the light of love has been reaching people is very meaningful to me. If you or others wish to drop me a note, I greatly appreciate it. I have been told to inform you that my advice is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered religious advice from the goddess Livrosea or endorsed by by any of her clergy. Also, while I do strive to answer each and every letter I receive, my responses must go through some checks before they are delivered to the Oracle, and sometimes they are not cleared for release to the public without going through an editorial process.
That's really cool that you can now submit to it. And Chalem says these were all reader-submitted letters. Thanks to everyone who sent them in. Oh, that's awesome.
Woo!
Let us read. I'm gonna read the Pip's quest line. Monster hunting the world. Hello, questers. You remember that wolf you killed, or that fallen gelatinous cube that is now just a puddle? Well, whatever the monster you fight, you must always gather monster parts after the fight. This does have an assortment of rewards from taking the time to do this. This is mostly due to the battle damage you dealt to the creature in question. However, any item you can can easily be sold or get used to create new things, such as new armor and clothes to weapons and potions. Though, it is advised that if you're going to hunt for something specific, to contact the Druidic District or hunting guilds to know if the legal areas. A certain Gregor of the paper certainly loves to talk about his hunting excursions, and you can learn more in the subject from Gregor's hunting notes. Thank you.
Woo!
Oh my god, potion maker accused of slimy dealings. I'll read this one too. Or do you want to read it?
You can read it.
In recent economic news, Foul Fellow MFG has been adopting what many are calling a controversial business strategy. The potion production company has been expanding their manufacturing divisions by buying out the young, enterprising wizards and absorbing them into the company. Foul Fellow MFG says this is an attempt to expand their brand by hiring new talent and giving their concoctions a chance to be widely sold. Many, however, say it's a strategy and by means to quash small business competitors. Such seems to be the case for Jarvis Nomishveard, a young wizard who was starting to label and sell his own potions when the Foul Fellow MFG contacted him. He claims to have received a letter saying that Foul Fellow MFG was interested in helping him expand his business under the Foul Fellow brand. He eagerly took part in the meeting, during which he was offered a very lucrative contract to work for Foul Fellow MFG for 5 years. He signed immediately, only to find out he wasn't what he imagined to be. He states that he worked full-day shifts without weekends, vacations, or overtime making Foul Fellow potions, not his own potions. He goes on to say, after a while, I got tired of the long days of making their potions and not my own. I wanted to leave. They said, according to the term of my contract, I must complete my 5-year term or pay the total sum of the contract to leave. I can't afford that. I still have my loans from wizard school, even in fantasy. And even if they can leave, they get to keep my potion formulas as they now Foul Fellow intellectual property. After crying about Mr. Novishbeard's situation to Foul Fellow MFG, their spokesperson responded with the following statement. Jarvis is a valuable employee and is compensated as such. As for the terms of his contract, I cannot say more as those details are confidential. Mr. Nomasfeared is to be believed Falfel MFG acts like a gelatinous cube. The more they eat, the more they grow. Only time will tell how big this foul cube will grow. Capitalism!
Space!
Would you like to read?
Space.
Bird brawn, muscle growth pellets for avian physiology. It's not magic. It's science. Brawn!
I used to be a flabby owl. Now I'm a jerk and everyone loves me.
Don't give a hoot. I do give a hoot. Which one would you like to read? Would you like to read? Ooh, feline CC's communication cat statues. Find your service best for you. Block service black. Reception across the entire district. Communication time between 4 to 6 minutes per charge. Compact and durable. Best for the youngest of adventurers. 20 GP a month. City service, Obsidian. Reception across entire major city. Communication time between 19 to 70 minutes per charge. Sleek and stylish for any high nobler lady. 35 GP a month. Regional service, Midnight. Reception reaches villages outside of major cities. Communication time between 20 to 15 minutes per charge. Best option for the traveling merchant. 40 GP a month. Coming soon, Shadow.
Ooh.
Just watch them be anti-competitive. I hope I don't have to get a new one every 3 years.
Oh man, these nighttime hours are killing me.
Would you like to read interactive art exhibit or Gregor's hunting notes?
I will read Gregor's hunting notes.
Here we go.
Gregor hopes dear readers are keeping warm this winter.
Yeah.
After Gregor's swift victory over dreaded pneumonia, importance of heavy clothing has become all more apparent. Now, one could go say fancy construct shop, have quality coat made, but dainty gear lady needs proper material to craft such thing if reader wishes to stay in budget. That is why this article shall cover one of the most exciting parts of hunt, skinning. Skinning of kill is most exciting since it is then a great idea for, say, wolfskin coat or soft rabbit mittens comes to mind. Leads to physical representation of skills as hunter for all to see. While thrill of hunt itself is great, opportunities from aftermath, Gregor argues, is greater, especially when opportunity is coin or food to live. Style of skinning will depend on quarry reader killed. Small prey such as rabbit, for example, shouldn't be laid out on ground like one would do wolf or greater beast. Always take care to strip out organs as first thing, especially when hunting for meat. Reader must also be wary if quarry has poison sacs or other such dangers that would damage pelt or taint meat. After slaying of wyvern, mistake was made by Stendin squad where poison sac ruptured and tainted the meat before it could be stopped. Once hide and meat have been collected, many shops or families around Alivast will be willing to take them, though license is needed if readers wish to sell meat within city itself. Good place to sell in city itself would be Gaston's Delicatessen for meat and Magnifico's Coat Emporium for hide, both located near Great to Middle Clergy in Lower Crafting. It's Gregor.
It's Gregor.
The Russian stereotype.
Gotta love him. Oh my god. But guys, this is as always a lot of fun. There's intelligence check, which is great. My dog is making a lot of noise. But this is made possible by Alcoholic, Saichi Evie, The Threadweaver, Equinox Xander, Froggy's Mom, Jim the Rabbit Cow, Pwisuit47, and Voodoo Soviet. Guys, thank you so much for coming to the Unexpectables Fan Art Showcase. Snake, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at CNowSnake. They can find me on Twitch at Distortion Devil.
Awesome. That's good. I'll hover my thing over meeting notices. I don't see the meeting notices.
I can see them.
Where are they? The things at the bottom here?
It's right. It's right next to intelligence check.
Yeah, nothing. Sorry.
Oh.
PDF.
I can just read what it says. It says Charcoal Burners Guild meeting Wednesday, 5 p.m. This month's topic: Holder face sightings. And if you hover over it, it says, Brett, I have your items. Bring the stuff. Usual place. Merchant.
Oh shit, merchant! I know him. Yeah, my version doesn't do that, so you gotta check it out. I don't know why it doesn't work for me.
Also, if you scroll to the bottom, there are now 2 runes you can
What?
click on. One is
Press the
red,
red?
and one is blue. Yep. One of them, the red one leads to the Alivast Oracle Twitter, and the blue one leads to the Alivast Oracle WordPress.
Thank you so much for setting that up, guys. Guys,